Hello and welcome to Heroes of the Second Race, presented by Budding Beats in association with Cloth Bank, in association with Foxhawk Ventures, Mocure, and Sumanjana Springage Healthcare. Well, today we are here to talk about something extremely important, especially for our nation, for our country. We are going to talk about the bankruptcy situation in our nation, about the economic situation, to be precise, of our country, India. And to talk about such an important matter, we have a very, very special guest. He is a chartered accountant. In fact, he is the founder of Guru and Jana, which is amongst the top 20 CA firms in India. He's also a company secretary and alumni of IIM Bangalore, a lawyer and IBC professional. And in fact, he's also the advisor in board of RV colleges, Vishwakarma University. Not only that, he's also an author and he has written one of the best selling books, which goes by the name of God in the Boardroom, Banter Beyond the Buck. And he has also been written about the breakthrough book by Megha Bajaj, and it is his story. It is a national bestseller book. So, Guru, we are indeed very, very happy and thrilled and awesomely excited that you've chosen to be here today on this chat show. And we hope to gain a lot of knowledge from you today on this show. Welcome.
Thank you, Chandrima. It's so nice to see you after a long time. I still remember so nicely the way
Yes.
you sang for our office. It still, the tone still rings, and I'm sure when you take us through this session, the same music will continue.
Wow, so glad to hear that, Guru. So, how has the quarantine been for you so far?
Quarantine is very tough. I've never been at home ever, and of course, I just came
Oh,
to office for the last 2 days, and
mhm,
we
mhm,
are all people who used to travel a lot. I love traveling, but quarantine has not been as easy
right.
as I expected it out to be. Sitting in one room and punching
True.
on the Excel spreadsheets morning to night. Obviously, that would lead to a lot of pressure in the system and a lot of pressure. But hopefully, we'll handle it well. And I don't see that it's coming to an end immediately. We need to live with this for a little more
Yes.
while.
True,
How are,
true,
how are,
true.
how are
Very
things with
true.
you?
Well, it's going on fine. I think, yeah, homebound is something which I didn't have experience with. So now I'm getting experience in that. So that's all. Guru, coming back to our situation of topic here, which is the current bankruptcy situation in India. So I think a lot of our viewers is at a certain age group, and also a lot of our viewers would be from the startup culture. And in fact, the trend now is the startup culture. So I wanted to understand in this current scenario when India is going through so much economically, when there is a bankruptcy situation which was predicted long back, what are the steps, or rather what is the model that a startup needs to take firstly, and secondly I was wondering if this model would be different for a startup who is in the offline business, say a retail business or any offline business, and somebody who is in the online or an e-learning business. Would the models be different for both of them?
Uh, Fortunately, startups have been very, very dear to me and my firm, Guru and Jana. When we started some 18 years ago, we never used to enjoy the startup culture where people wanted it yesterday. But then we realized very soon and very quick that's the order of the day. And in case we don't catch the bus, we have done something very wrong for ourselves. So we learned the
Right.
trick of the trade, and today, fortunately, most of the unicorns we have worked with, half of the unicorns started in this office. As you see in the back, this is a part of
Right.
our office. A big basket of the world, or the Practos of the world, or Dunzos. Many of them started in this. So that means the incorporations happened in this building. So we have a very beautiful rapport with startups. So we can look at this question in two ways. Bankruptcy code is really, really helpful for startup. There is nothing wrong. The whole essence of a startup and a established industry has been a single phrase that a startup is something who wants to create a reputation and grow big. Somebody else is only trying to save the reputation and remain where he is, or possibly scale organically. And when you're trying to build a reputation, you have everything to go after and do things on your own base. And as in many startups, everything would start up purely on the fact that you are either funded or bootstrapped. You do it on your own. The chances that any startup would get a loan is extremely remote. And even if you get a loan, it's only friends and relatives. So to start off with, bankruptcy code is a good thing for startups. At least it helps. First and foremost, any startup would obviously know that success is not the only way of measure. The joy in which they work is the way of measure. So
Right.
failing business is absolutely nothing wrong. The essence of a bankruptcy code is it only goes back and tells the ethos of the economy, telling that business to fail is okay. It is not a taboo. In India, it used to be such a big thing that hey, bankrupt ho gaya. And that used to be some sort
Mm-hmm.
of a social stigma. But today it's
Mm-hmm.
purely a matter of a financial legacy out there. Yes, I did this business. It did not work out for me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm folding up. My life is still there. I have to go further and do 100 things. So, what the code does to you, it gives you a protection. What is a protection? Suppose any of the people who are hearing here is a startup and you have started with, say, 25 lakh rupees of your own, and some VC has funded you, say, 2 crore of rupees or 5 crore of rupees, maybe $500,000. And you start with all the good intentions, earnest intentions, and all of a sudden things go wrong and you're not doing well. So you are saddled with two things. One, you are saddled with the company to take care. It is a baby which is not producing any results. And you're saddled with a whole gambit of unwanted headaches of closing 200 registrations India has got. By the way, India is extremely good to do business. When I was doing earlier, it
Oh.
used to be 10 times more tougher than this. It's much more easier right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is vital for us to understand is uh, in case you don't succeed and you have a whole lot of liabilities on you. Assume a situation you borrowed 5 crore of rupees from friends and relatives. Obviously, they would realize that they have paid the money to you out of risk, not that you are a bank to get a fixed deposit interest back. They would know that things may go wrong, but if it succeeds, they hit a jackpot. That is the whole essence
Mm-hmm.
of an investment in startup. And you
Yes.
fold up and you don't do well, so you're stuck with your rental liabilities, you're stuck with your salaries payable, you're stuck with so many vendors coming at your doorstep. And earlier it used to be a little of a fiasco. Today it is not that. Today you can go to the IBC code and tell, look, I'm closing down this business, I'm not doing well. And the
Mm-hmm.
second best part is you can just hand it over to a IBC professional. For example, I am a qualified IBC professional. You hand over the baby to me, whether it is in a half-baked system, whether it is in a full-baked system, whether it is a naked baby, half-clothed baby, whatever it is, and tell, look, I have a life to take part. Now you guys take care of this. This is the little money I have left. You have to manage selling the assets. You have to manage the liabilities. You have to go to the court, close everything, and do it. That is one sort of a startups. The other way which happens
Right.
is, especially if you have borrowed money from a bank loan and you are not able to repay. Again, you go back to the bankruptcy code. Look, I'm not able to repay. I don't have the money to repay. My business didn't do well. I expected people would queue up to me, but I landed up queuing up with people. So it can be the
Mm-hmm.
reverse way around. So go under the code where you get a protection that nobody can touch you at least for a period of 6 months, which is called as the moratorium period. And
Yeah.
after the 6 months, the court takes over and your assets and liabilities are held up and you go on with your life. So this
Mm-hmm.
code would be a game changer for India because if you can see the past 6 months, the number of cases which has been wound up has been phenomenal. The only disadvantage, what the advantage possibly, what the startups would get is earlier, suppose there is a startup and you have to pay Chandrima 5 lakhs and Chandrima has not got 5 lakhs from you. She could go to the startup court, she could go to the IBC code and tell, please wind up this company, they have not paid me money. Yeah, there is a process, but I'm just making it simple for you. And the
Mm-hmm.
NCLT, the court will tell, okay, fair enough, the startup has to pay Chandrima, otherwise you have to close down. But now that limit of lakh of rupees has become 1 crore of rupees. That is one big thing which the government has done. And the second good thing which is done is no court can accept a bankruptcy till 31st of December. So even if you're not doing
Right.
well, till 31st of December, you are given a protection. So that way it's
Mm-hmm.
a good law. I
Okay.
hope I didn't talk
Okay.
too technical and confuse you.
No, no, no. I think what it did is completely changed my perspective towards how I looked at the bankruptcy situation in our country. So I think this really made sense to me and it changed my perspective. However, you were talking about the moratorium. So that's where I have a question. How do you think this moratorium facility that which has been given to everybody in the nation now, how do you think it has impacted especially the middle class? Would it impact in a good way or would it have reverse effect? What do you feel about the impacts that it would have or already had?
See, you are talking of the moratorium. What suppose I have taken a loan, I have to repay my installments and I have to repay my EMIs to the bank and I have to pay the interest and stuff like that as an organization. Now, right now, I don't have to pay it for some time, at least for a period of 3 quarters. The government is telling, boss, even if you don't pay, we are not going to take any action against you. That doesn't mean you don't pay the liability. You are getting time only. For a period of 9 months, you are getting time because right now office is closed, as you can see. And if I have to pay salaries to 400 team members in the organization, I need to have inflows. And if I don't
Correct.
have inflows to that extent, I need some protection out. So that way, it is a good measure. We can take shelter on the moratorium period. It does not affect your credit rating. It does not affect
Yeah.
your CIBIL
Yeah.
rating. It is you're happy-go-lucky. You are doing the right full as per the law. But from
Yes.
the middle class point of view, you have two impacts. One impact, your house EMIs, you're comfortable. You don't have to pay till December and you can chill out till December. That is one good impact. And the second major impact, just before the COVID times, your home loan interest used to be 8.5 to 8.9, sometimes 9.5%. And sometimes
Yes.
if your rating is not good, it almost is 10% also. But today you can see banks fighting with each other to give you a home loan at 6.5%. Now
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
the impact. A home was available for 1
Yes.
crore and today the same home has become 80 lakhs. So already 20 lakhs benefit is there. And an impact of 8.5 to 6.5, 6.95%, that small 2.5% can reduce your EMI by at least lakhs of rupees or the period of your tenure can come down. So in a simpler language, somebody who wants to buy a 1 bedroom can buy a 2.5 bedroom right now. So real estate is down and it's a good move. So, and the second way
Yes.
it would affect the middle income group is when the corporates are getting the benefit of moratorium and they are using the benefits by not paying interest, by not paying installment, they have cash. That cash can be used for salaries. That is how large corporates,
Oh.
there is no business, but salaries can be paid. So in a way, it's good.
So
But
that's
either which way, Chandrima, if you have 500 rupees in your hand, you can only give 450.
yes.
So if the country has
Yeah.
got only
Yeah.
$5 million or $100 trillion, they can only give what much they have. They can't be printing and
Exactly.
giving. And
True.
having
True.
said that, how
True.
many of us have saved money? We don't have money for movies. We don't have to spend for dinners. Actually, I was speaking to somebody who was earning some 45, 50,000 in my office. Yes. How is it happening? He's saying, Guru, I'm saving money. A South Indian
Wow.
family, Anna Rasam, we eat. We don't have any expense other than Netflix and Amazon. We don't commute. I don't need to wear clothes. There is nothing for me. I'm not having
Yeah.
any. In fact, I
True.
was just thinking how much I have spent in Amazon or my credit card. Credit cards have hardly been swiped. So other than the basic big basket essentials, I don't have an opportunity to Skype at all. So a lot of money is saved either. So that is where the
Yeah.
economy is in
Yeah.
a trap. We are not spending.
That's very true. In fact, I've also experienced it personally, and I'm sure everyone has experienced it personally up to an extent that whatever we were spending, I think it's become much lesser than that.
I just
So
had one sentence to add to here, especially from the
yes,
Indian context. When you are talking of economy, we have two major things. We have a six-letter word in India, which is unlike anywhere in the world. One of the six-letter words India would have is family. So if a
yeah,
person loses a job, he has got a family. Somebody is going to support. That's how people are still comfortable, still going around. Things are okay. कुछ भी कमाए नहीं ठीक है घर में बैठो. Don't get worried. Don't get
correct.
tense. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. And the second thing is we are a highly saving economy. So a lot of people are dipping on the savings and the saving economy is a substantial part. The negative is you can't save anymore because FD rates have been killed, mutual funds have been killed. So
Yeah,
the pensioners would have a lot of trouble, but we'll have to see how they cross the bridge.
that was what my next question was, Guru. I wanted to understand now in this situation of bankruptcy. even though there are some good impacts, there are obviously many negative impacts on a lot of us. So in these times, what do you think would be the best way to invest, or rather where to invest now? I think a lot of us is inquisitive about this particular thing.
See, you'll have to look at the risk parameters. For me, being an accountant and a legal person, my risk is very low. We are not like startup guys where a company comes here, they come with a dream and they set up and burn so much money. We are not, we are very conservative people traditionally, because financial guys are conservative guys. We don't take, we are risk up. We are scared of risks. But it's the right time for you to look at some good stocks. There are a lot of companies who are doing reasonably well. Maruti has done fairly well. Banks are doing well. A huge amount of restructuring has happened. Vijaya Bank has become Bank of Baroda, and so on and so forth. So things are right to relook at and tell, okay, can I put a little of the money in this? And definitely no way you can put money in any of the startups now. I mean, sorry, you can't put money in mutual funds. Things are a little haywire. Gold is a little risky. Land is a little risky. Properties will still come down further. So the challenge would be, what do I do with this money? I have maybe 20,000 rupees or a $2 million. What do you do with this money? Is it going to be a very, very tough challenge? And you can't keep it in banks because FDs are killing. So I would
Yes.
put it in 3 baskets to invest. The first basket to invest is in education and the team. I think this is a
Okay.
passing phase, and this phase is going to go. We are going to come back. We are a very, very resilient economy. Whether it is any political party which has ruled the country or ruined the country or done good for the country has stood ground. It's been 75 years. We have been from nowhere, we have reached here. So it is a resilient economy. We will come forward. So education is a good thing to invest, and invest in the team. That's why we don't want to let go anybody. Right time to pick up talent. People are available. So if you view talent as an expense, today is a wrong day. We have to get ready for 2021 June, when the economy is going to go further well. So in the next 6 months, if I want the highest return on my investment, I would like to invest on people. I would like to invest on economy. I would like to invest on systems. So whatever little money you have, whether you are an employee or a startup or a professional or industrialist, think about keeping some 15-20% of the money or 30% of the money in this. I have a lot of faith in this resilient economy. It's going to boom very well. We guys are
Yes.
known to recover fast, whether it is emergency or a China war or a 1930 depression or a 1971 war or a dip down. It doesn't affect us. Life goes on. I was going through the celebration of Ganesha festival. People were freaking out. There was nothing called worry at all in their minds. So we are a celebrative economy. The number of festivals we have will zoom back. Sorry, I'm munching something so that I get dry very fast when I talk.
No problem. No problem at all.
And the second thing you could invest is, see, there are some startups which are going to really, really do well. Education online, provided your content is very good.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hospitals would be a very good bet to invest,
Exactly.
because COVID is taken a toll on people, but hospitals are doing well. And after COVID, we have 2 or 3 major things happening in the world. One which is happening is post-COVID stress is going to kill us. So people who have got COVID and they come out, we have almost 60 lakh people with COVID. It's not going to be easy for them. They have post-COVID issues. Second, the mainframe industry is going to play a huge role, because a country of 1.3 billion people sitting at home who has a vibrant, colorful, holy life, Diwali life we had. Now we are sitting at home. We don't get to see Chandrima singing. We don't get to see anything. So there would be huge required in the mind frame, whether it is the psychiatrist, whether it is the counseling, whether it is a website called Your Dost, you can name it. This, or it's a student counseling. People have missed one full year. Professionals have lost a
Correct.
year. Students have lost a year. That would be one good place to invest. If you want to pick up those shares and stocks, that would be an ideal place to invest. The third is, there are a lot of new economic tools which are coming up. Tools like whatever startups are going to be in this new age will do well. Those I don't see too much of future for just telling I'm an aggregator, उधर का courier इधर भेज दूंगा. I am getting all these people and creating one platform. I don't see future in that. But innovative startups, which is including robotics, service industries, I think if you can catch hold of integrated, professionals with a lot of integrity, there are so many good guys in the market who are looking for funds. So even if you put small sums of money there today, you get good valuations, it works. And the third bucket, look at blue chip funds which are not doing well, who are very, very rock bottom. Obviously, you can't take a call on your own. You will have to look at a good quality website to guide you. So those three would be the best places to invest.
I think that really makes a lot of sense, Guru. And I had absolutely no clue about this. And now that you've told me, and all of us, everybody who's watching, I think it's going to be a real, real help. Because right now, the only concern was where to invest the money. Because ultimately, investment is important in a scenario like we are at currently, that the nation is at. It is important to think about the future as well. However, of course, there is a hope, that the economy is going to boom again. However, one question that is hitting my mind right now, Guru, is that could we have done something better to avoid this situation as a country, the bankruptcy situation? What are your thoughts
I
on
don't
that?
think so, Chandrima. I think they have done fairly well with whatever limitations they had. The only thing I felt is, uh, see, we had to be prepared well. The country was not prepared for
Exactly.
something like this.
Exactly.
So if there was some preparation of mind, instead of telling sab theek ho jayega, we had to get prepared well. If you look at the GDP, obviously GDP will be low because railways didn't
Yeah.
function, airways didn't function, petroleum didn't function, oil didn't function. How do you expect the
Right.
GDP to grow? So that's a passing phase.
Completely
The
agree.
20%, 30% is a stupid media hype. That happens. Of course, GDP will just go up when Deepavali goes up because everybody goes and buys. Christmas goes up, everybody goes and buys. So that way it's only a passing phase, but education of the public would have been a much better phase. And that would be
Yes,
one very nice way
definitely.
to handle. And second, I think we opened up too early. Economy,
Yes.
kidhar bhagega? Life is more important. Some kind of state like
Mhm.
Bombay, which is the financial capital, opened up before even eyes blinked. And it's been a
Right.
mayhem there. A mayhem. I think we should have waited for some more time. People were still okay. Yeah? And of course, whatever little is possible. Fortunately, I work with a couple of fantastic startups. If the government pays 500 rupees to a poor income society, the 500 rupees directly hits the bank account. There's no middleman. There is a button which goes through fully. So to that extent, that scheme
Right.
of bank account opening really helped. But of course,
Absolutely.
unwanted. Yeah, maybe medically we could have been prepared much better. Hospitals don't
Of
have the
course,
system, and
completely agree.
we're in deep trouble that way.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, I completely agree to that. And which brings to my next question. So just wanted to understand now, Guru, there's a scarcity of jobs in the country, and so many people have got laid off. Even people I know personally have got laid off. Certain industries are doing really bad, like the entertainment industry, because I do come from the entertainment industry as well. So I know the entertainment industry is doing really, really bad, and predictions say that they're not going to do well till next year.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the focus should be for in order for these industries? I'm not asking specifically about the entertainment industry, but industries in general who are facing a real bad time because of the bankruptcy. They are facing a massive dip in their revenue. How do they cope up in such a situation, and especially, and how do probably, creation of more jobs happen in any industry? So, what are your takes on that?
Chandrima, you are a singer or you are an economist? I thought you are an artist. The way you are asking questions, everything is relating to these type of things. See, the primary workforce in the country is an entrepreneur mindset. It is not a mindset where the workforce has to work from a government-driven employment generation. It would not work that way. A primary
Right.
workforce would happen through an entrepreneur. So the entrepreneurs, in a way, are sort of highest service providers to the country. And we have a huge entrepreneur mindset, whether it is a small petty shop in the corner. He's an entrepreneur. So I think that is one thing which needs to be fabulously concentrated on to generate jobs. If an
Right,
entrepreneur
makes sense.
cannot generate jobs, there is nothing which can happen. And the second, we cannot expect SOPs. For example, everybody wants, we have a countdown of 30-minute show. What does it
Okay, so
mean?
this is probably the last question then.
Okay, got this.
Yeah.
So we have a situation whereby we can't expect, okay, I'm a startup, I need favors. Now, a corner shop, a veggie vendor near my office who sets up a cart is not expecting any favors. He's pulling it out on his own. I think the same would have to be a level playing ground, whether it is a Tata's or whether it is a Guru and Jana as a chartered accountancy firm, or it can be the KPMGs of the world. We are a level playing ground today. Anybody can work from anywhere. So we cannot expect any more SOPs at all. Entrepreneurs will have to function on that grounds. And third, if there
Absolutely.
can be some sort of a beautiful thing that there is going to be a huge amount of reskilling. We would not ever go back and tell, okay, I had a job in PVR for a mall and I used to sell popcorn. So I don't have any other job. There has to be a huge reskilling. Without reskilling,
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
will not be able to get jobs. So other
Mm-hmm.
than this
Mm-hmm.
three, I don't see you great ideas of telling, okay, government is doing an infrastructure product, 10 लोग को काम मिल गया. That would not work. Whether it is a
Right.
Gwalior, Jaipur, Bangalore, Tumkur, entrepreneur will have to create the jobs, and that has to happen as a society. We'll have to do that.
Right, right, right. Absolutely agree with you, Guru. And I think all of the discussion that I've had with you today has been very, very fruitful, not only for me, but everybody who will be watching this video. I think there's a lot to learn from you and from this video. And I think it'll help all of us in the short run as well as the long run. And I think we could also, I mean, I'm sure most of us are doing it, but we'll try even more to contribute to the economy. So thank you so much, Guru, for
Thank
your
you. Cheers.
precious time. Cheers.
And
It
keep
was great
singing.
talking to you.
Bye bye.
Absolutely. Bye bye. Thank
All of
you.
you, take care. Stay safe.